What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Dan here. This is a video I'm sure you guys could guess was coming. Is it a rant? Well, I don't know yet. It's too early to say, but I'm going to be discussing the very recent and very infamous YouTube ad boycott that has been essentially trying to kill YouTube as of now. If you've been living under a rock for the last week or so, let me bring you up to speed. Essentially, what's been going on is due to a certain media news outlet that we all just love, don't we? Wall Street Journal. It was brought to these major advertising companies, major companies, that one of their ads or multiple ads have been running on extremist content, such as racist things or anything of that nature that would be deemed inappropriate for advertising as is. And instead of just, I guess, talking with YouTube and trying to work it out, all these companies banded together and essentially pulled all of their ads from YouTube. So basically what's going on is there's far less ads on YouTube to choose from. So it's the smaller sized ads, the ones that aren't worth as much, from smaller companies, and there's fewer of them as a whole. So essentially what's going on is you have ads that aren't worth as much, and you have fewer of those ads available to thousands of content creators. So essentially right across the board, not only is YouTube losing millions of dollars, but content creators are losing money hand over fist as well. And it's getting harder and harder, especially for small channels, to really survive if this continues. Now, what's so upsetting and so frustrating about this is that Wall Street Journal is willing to go above everybody, is willing to shit on every single content creator. It doesn't matter who they trample over, whose lives or careers they might ruin. They don't give a fuck about any of that. They just want to create as much drama and as much craziness on the internet that they possibly can so that their name can come back and be worth something. The ironic part of that, I'm pretty sure everybody on YouTube, whether you're a content creator yourself or a viewer, both those people hate Wall Street Journal right now for two reasons. Number one, some YouTube creators could go away, so therefore those people lose their bread and butter or aren't able to keep doing it because it becomes too costly. And then the viewers get upset because their favorite content creators can no longer create videos for them to watch. But it's all in the name of trying to be relevant again. That's what Wall Street Journal is all about. That kind of media, it's old media versus new media. That's what it is right now. And that media is old and nobody uses it anymore. You don't really see people getting the paper anymore, do you? No one under the age of 30 is going to be getting a newspaper. Hell, people over the age of 30 aren't going to be getting a newspaper anymore. It just doesn't happen. It's so much easier to get your news elsewhere. But at that same time, there's like so many news outlets that are just blatantly fake. Wall Street Journal is a prime example of that. Ones who have been caught or exposed, if you will, cheating and lying to get basically clickbait. This is nothing new, guys. It's not like, whoa, exposed. No, it's already been done. What bothers me so much is that these major companies who have such power and have such should have the integrity and the knowledge about what's going on in this universe, in this media world. They should have that common sense to know that these companies might be twisting the truth a little bit, or they might be going above and beyond to try and ruin something that, quite frankly, is almost impossible to be perfect. I'm going to give you a prime example here of something. Basically, these companies pulled their ads because they don't want them to, they don't want their company to be associated with racism or hate or anything that you would deem inappropriate in society, right? Well, let me give you another argument. What's to stop some guy from going into McDonald's, buying a Big Mac or whatever, eating the Big Mac? What if he spouts out while holding a McDonald's cup something extremely racist about that person? Boom, your brand is being associated with this racist guy. And it goes all ways. So to say that the people on YouTube who who don't really speak for you aren't directly associating your brand, and to pull that because of that, that's a little short-sighted. It's very short-sighted. Like, you got to think of that. You're telling me that, like, the thing is, if I saw that, I'm not going to be like, oh, McDonald's, you're supporting this guy. You know, I'm never going to buy from you again. I mean, that's not what people say. That's not what the average person says. If I were to see a racist video and I saw a McDonald's ad, what am I thinking? Oh, racism, McDonald's? No, I'm not going to think that at all. I'm just thinking, oh, it's an ad for McDonald's, because I know how YouTube works. It's everything. I mean, they try to cater ads to the people that are watching based on the videos they watch. They save that data for that user, and that user gets targeted ads based on their interests. Like, for example, my channel, or sorry, on my account, I essentially get a lot of gaming ads, a lot of car ads. It all depends on the content you're watching at that moment. So if you're watching a gaming channel like mine, you're watching video games, you see, you'll probably most likely see a lot of video game ads, depending on the circumstance, of course. If there's nothing really new for gaming that's being promoted, obviously you're not going to get as much. But that's usually how this thing works. Now, going back to this, what I think that these mainstream companies should have done first, and I read many articles, I watched a lot of videos, a lot of different things to get different opinions and hear every side of the story just before I went in front of a camera and, you know, just blasted whatever in front of it. You know what I mean? It's very important that you gather your thoughts before you proceed. And I don't believe pulling ads like that on a medium as large as YouTube, probably one of the biggest, actually it is probably the biggest advertising medium on the planet right now. You know, TV, not as many people watch TV because they can just go on the internet and watch YouTube videos, right? It's faster. It's just easy to access, and almost anybody can access it and enjoy it without having to be bombarded by, you know, networks and paying for individual channels like you used to. Now we get it all on YouTube. So to pull everything and basically quit YouTube cold turkey is a step too far. And I'm not saying this as a creator who is also suffering because of it. Everybody on YouTube who creates is suffering because of this. It doesn't matter who you are. Everyone's losing money. But again, I'll get to that later. It just doesn't make sense that you would go that far just to make a point on something that you haven't really thought that well of. You know, like I was saying with that example of the guy going McDonald's. That happens. So you're gonna pull what? You're gonna never, like, I don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing, but you're being very biased towards one thing. Like, screw everybody else. You know, it doesn't matter how many lives you're ruining or how many people you're making, like, their lives a lot tougher, and it's just all that work they put in could be gone to some of these smaller, a lot of these really, really small channels. Because I know what it's like. I'm still not that big of a channel, but I have to grind. I have to really, really work very, very hard every single day. And I understand, but I can understand where those guys are. It's tough, man. But the thing is, you didn't want to quit. If you loved what you wanted to do, you were fighting right to the end. And that's what I was doing, and that's what I plan on doing. It's just a shame to see. You know, they could have done something as simple as warning them, right? They could have said, hey, we're gonna remove our ads if you don't do something about this, the filtering system, because it's not good enough. Because we're getting a lot, we've seen proof of this. They just immediately believed them and pulled ads. They didn't do any research of their own. This brings me to another point which really bothers me too. I don't know if you guys are familiar with how AdSense works. You can actually, it works both ways. So you can get paid by other people's ads, but you could also pay Google to deliver your ads to many viewers. And a part of that advertising process, which is what all these major companies are doing, a part of that process, there are options that you can choose. So you could run various ads, but it's up to you who you want to see them. It's completely customizable. So for these big companies running their ads to yank them because they're saying YouTube doesn't have the necessary filters in place is completely asinine and goes to prove that those guys didn't do any research, or they don't even use AdSense right. Because you can select who you want to see the ads. You can. There are checkboxes. Only show this to this kind of content. Exclude ads on explicit content with nudity or racism. There's checkboxes designed to keep your ad out of there. There is. That's how AdSense is. But Google has their backs against the wall, and they're being forced to, because they understand that these people, these advertisers, they're not doing that research. They're not doing that, and they still have them against the wall. They got the gun up to their head, and they don't have a choice. They can be logical, They can do all they want to be like, those measures are in place. But now they got to work harder to make automated advertisement detection. They've hired out third-party ad companies to monitor that. That way there's fewer and fewer videos that are being monetized for inappropriate content. Makes our lives a lot harder as content creators, but as long as we're careful, that factor shouldn't really affect us. You know what I mean? Like, if you're careful with what's in your video and what you title your video, really, you should be okay. But when you have people who are just blatantly like not trying to be a content creator at all and they just want to post something racist or something, they have no intent of making money. Not necessarily. So those are the people, and the people that say, like, they're just a basic channel who posted like 1 or 2 videos, right? Those are the people who are ruining it for everybody else. But it all stems down to Wall Street Journal and their vendetta with PewDiePie. That's what it all comes down to. They took PewDiePie down, PewDiePie fought back, and I'd say he was better off after fighting back. He probably has a larger support group than he ever did before. He maybe have lost some sponsorships and some deals and some, signed, networks and things like that. But I think that's kind of his last concern. He's got the strength of the people behind him. So their Wall Street Journal's plan, and some would argue, backfired big time. So instead of taking it out and just licking their wounds and moving on, they take it out on every single YouTuber out there. Their own agenda, who have been proven to be hypocrites many, many times. Go back to PewDiePie, calling him a racist and a Nazi, when how many of their writers have made racist, Nazi, anti-Semitic jokes on Twitter? Are they still there? Like, look what happened to PewDiePie. Maker completely dropped him. Google Premiere or Google Preferred Ads completely dropped him. In a heartbeat for something that was considered an edgy joke, right? But these guys made really, really harsh, racist tweets and comments, and yet they're still working for the Wall Street Journal. Why are they not held up to the exact same standards that everybody else are? Why are they excluded? The people who are lying and clickbaiting and then are essentially being extreme hypocrites of what they're preaching. They don't practice what they're preaching. How is it that they get to stay there? Why is it that they're not the ones being put up on the pedestal and held up to this high standard? It's ridiculous. It's unfucking believable that this is what's happening right now. I couldn't believe it. It's a shitty time right now for everybody. But that'll bring me, now that I mentioned that, and I've kind of told you my piece about the whole situation, why I believe it was a little extreme. Do I think this is going to last forever? No, I don't. Is it going to be a rough couple of weeks? It could be. Things happen, and this is probably the first time we've had something like big like this, but it's not the first time we've had to deal with something crazy on YouTube where we've had to adjust and where we've had to change our business models and where we've had to really, really work hard to bring it back to where we were. This isn't the first time, and it won't be the last. Sure as hell won't be the last. This might be the most dramatic we've seen in a while, where YouTubers are losing money hand over fist. Big YouTubers, small YouTubers, doesn't matter. Everyone's it just went, whether you had ad revenue kind of up here, it just all went down. It's been like averaging way down here. But that's not our fault. There's nothing we can really do about that. The ads just aren't worth as much, and there just aren't as many to go around. You have way less in the pot, and they're trying to be divvied up among thousands of content creators out there. It just doesn't happen. So like I was saying, YouTube is working hard. And when it comes down to them losing money, you bet your ass they're on it. But when it comes to stuff where, I think that's kind of ironic, where we have complaints that only affects us and it doesn't affect them. You can see how long it takes them to fix those. But as soon as it involves them, oh, they're on it like crazy. Because guys, if we don't get paid, they don't get paid either. They're not getting as much money as they want. So just keep that in mind. A lot of people are worried that this is the death of YouTube, RIP YouTube 2017, whatever you want to say. I don't believe it is. All of us as content creators have banded together before. We've gotten through everything. And the viewers have been a huge part of that, an integral role in that. They've been the drive, they've been the support group, essentially. You guys are the support group of all of the content creators on YouTube, and we really appreciate you for that. So I'm gonna do all I can. Nothing is gonna change. I'm still gonna make content. I'm gonna bust my ass for you guys. I'm gonna post as much as I can, whatever you want to see. I'm gonna get these games done, start a new series, get something fresh and clean for the spring months, April there's not a whole lot going on until the middle of the month, end of the month, I'm going to maybe start a new game and get that out for you guys. I'm not giving up on it. It's not your guys' fault this happened. I still have a job to do, and my job is to entertain you guys with gaming. Gaming commentary, the stuff that you subscribe to me for in the first place. And I'll always be here for that. Even if it comes down to the worst possible scenario, I'm going to keep this going. I used to work 2 jobs to keep this going because it was a dream of mine. It was a passion. I'll do it again if I absolutely have to. As long as I get to keep creating content for my beautiful subscribers. You guys are amazing. Like I said, man, there were times over my time on YouTube where I felt like, God, you're so beaten down by whatever's happening at the time. It's so hard to be like, this is just so tough to keep doing. But my passion, my drive, and knowing that you guys are there and you want to see my content and you want to hear what I have to say, that kept me going. And that will always keep me going. I don't want you guys to worry about me. You shouldn't really worry too much. Like I said, it might be a rough couple weeks, but YouTube's already taken massive steps to improving. And when that does happen, things will come back and it'll be, status quo. Just got to be patient. There are hiccups like this in everyday life. There are hiccups like this on YouTube all the time. We just got to stay strong through it, fight through it, and we'll come out on the other side better than before. May sound lame and cliched, but that's the truth, guys. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's the thing. We all learn from these things. We get better at it, and we prosper. We may take a hit now, but we're better and stronger and more intelligent people at the end of the day. The reasoning behind it is just so frustrating. It's so silly that the Wall Street Journal has this big vendetta against YouTube and the media. That's fucking life. Don't bring down others because you aren't willing to adjust. We've adjusted all our YouTube career. Why is it that you are exempt from everything? Why is it that you think you can get away with bullshit that no one else can? I'm not just talking to the Wall Street Journal. Sure, they're the ones who pretty much started this shit show. But all these media, the online media, are a bunch of toxic, disgusting, selfish, self-centered, egotistical, rude human beings. All in the name of getting those fucking clicks, right, guys? That's all that matters. Who knows who they'll put under the knife next? They put anybody. They could say anything they want and people believe it. And that's the problem with modern media. It's an old way of thinking because back in the day, everyone believed what they saw. Someone said, this is what's happening. You believed it. It didn't matter if it was a lie or a truth or not. Whatever got the ratings. Things haven't changed that much, guys. It's all the same kind of procedure. It's just a shame that there are victims in the way of it. There are people who didn't do any of that, didn't do anything. Not even, the story's not even remotely true. And yet they suffer to benefit someone else. And if you actually were to click those articles, you read something completely different. But as long as you have a catchy title, it doesn't matter what you put in the article because no one reads them. You literally could put a clickbait title, anything involving anybody. Whatever will get people to go, whoa, click on that article. And then have a whole article about fluffy kittens. You could seriously do that and get away with it because that's the modern media now. So that's why I don't see these stupid things on Facebook and believe them. You can't. It's fucked. Online media is fucked. And they're the ones who will do whatever they can, step over, crawl, stomp on anybody in their path to make their lives better. To improve themselves, to get more money. Because that's what it's all about. Well, I've been trying to prove to everybody, however long I've been on YouTube, that I've never done this solely for money. It's been about my passion for video games, my passion for creating videos, my passion for entertaining you guys. Doesn't matter what I fucking say. That's what bothers me. It doesn't matter what I fucking say. Someone's always gonna say I'm lying. I don't care what you think, okay? If you think I'm lying, good for fucking you. Waste your time on me. Waste it. Because you'll never be anything if that's what you're gonna do. I'm worried about me. I'm worried about my fans. I'm worried about my channel. I'm focusing on that, and I'm making sure that that continues. If you want to run on down on that, I'm sure a lot of people now are fucking celebrating. Everybody, there's haters on everyone's channel. All these guys are having a circle jerk fest right now because they're like, that means they're going away. Guess fucking what? I'll see you next month, next year, next decade, if I'm still doing this by then. I decide when I'm done. Not YouTube, not Wall Street Journal, and sure as fuck not you motherfuckers, you haters. I don't need that. Nobody takes what you say to heart. How can they? It's utter bullshit. And I know this is kind of stemmed off on something else, but it's all along the same group of people, you know, whether the haters, you know, Wall Street Journal, they're all the same kind of people. They want to destroy something to better themselves. Wall Street Journal just does it for money. These haters just do it to make themselves feel better because they know they've failed at some point. If someone I've always said this, if someone criticizes you on what you look like, they have doubts about themselves, guys. If they're sitting on a computer hiding behind a blank profile picture and they're calling you fat or they're calling you ugly or whatever, guess what, man? That's their feelings about themselves projected onto you guys. And that's not the case. How could you take their words seriously? You can't. Like I said, man, if this kind of shit got to me and this kind of shit affected me, I would have been gone years ago. So would a lot of other YouTubers. If you see a lot of these YouTubers who keep pumping content out and just do it every day despite this kind of bullshit, do you know why that is? Because they love it. It's what they love to do. If they've made it their career, if they've made a living out of it, why punish that? Why run them down because they've worked hard to create a foundation? And from that foundation, they've created something amazing that they could say, I built that and I'm damn proud of it. I'm going to do all I can to make sure it thrives. The fact that you're able to do something that you're passionate about every day when you wake up is one of the most rewarding things you'll ever experience. Take it from me. I don't need to be the biggest YouTuber. I don't need that. I'm doing what I love and I'm able to make a living off of it. I don't need millions of dollars. I'm loving what I'm doing, and that is all I've ever wanted. That's why I feel blessed every single day when I wake up and I say, I'm gonna go create, make a living for myself. I'm gonna support my family. I'm gonna do all I can, and I'm doing it with something I did as a hobby for fun. Something I just did because I was passionate about. And I'm able to do that every day. Why punish somebody for wanting to do that? Why the fuck is that so goddamn bad? I've paid my dues. I've done it all. I've busted my ass. 16-hour days every single day. Going to work for 8 to 12 hours. Coming back 5 to 8 hours of fucking YouTube. Creating content. I paid my fucking dues. Let me have my YouTube channel. Is that so much to ask? And like I said, man, no matter what happens with Wall Street Journal, with YouTube, with Google, with these advertisers, know this. I will be here. Your other favorite YouTubers, if they're as passionate as I say I am, they will be here too. And I guarantee you they will fight for it. There's too much effort. They put too much time. It's their baby. They have to do it. They can't just quit it cold turkey. So if you guys are worried about your favorite YouTubers going away, you really shouldn't. Because this is the real test. To show the real ones versus the fake ones. The people who do this because they love it versus the people who do it because it pays them. This is the test right now. Like I said, guys, not the end of the world. It's a speed bump. The speed bump's a little more bigger and your car is bottomed out and you're just, grabbing your face in the hands. But hell, man, take it to the shop. Might take a hit, might cost you a little bit. We'll get you a new undercarriage. We'll look after it. Things can be fixed. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. So, I think it's total BS. It sucks that it went from 0 to 100 like that with no given thought. Like I said, these major companies should have given it bigger thought than this. But they didn't. No, we can't change that. So we just got to keep going, keep pumping, keep working. Things will get sorted. We just got to be patient, we just got to be strong, and we just got to keep fighting. And you guys are the ringleaders. You guys are the guys at the front of the lines, carrying the torches. You are the guys who get us through it, the guys and girls who get the YouTubers through the tough times. And that's always the case. It always is. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I mean it. And your other favorite YouTubers, they mean it too. We wouldn't be here without you guys. And you're still there for us, even during these fucked up times. You're still there. You're still showing the support. And that is just why we get up every day and do what we do. We love what we do, but we love that you love what we do more. That is like I said, that's the biggest reward out of anything. Doesn't matter if you have 1,000 subscribers, if you have like 100,000 subscribers, if you have 1 million subscribers, you have 10 views, 20 views, 1,000 views, 100,000 views, millions, billion views. It's the same. It's all rewarding, and I feel privileged to be a part of that world. So guys, before we go on any further, again, I want to thank everybody very, very much for the support through this. I'm sure this will get fixed very soon. YouTube, like I said, they lit a fire under it. They lost more money than any of us could have ever imagined. They don't want that. So they're going to try and get those big ads back. This won't be a permanent thing. I can almost guarantee that. YouTube can't allow that. They just wouldn't be able to do it. And the advertisers would be stupid to do that, considering how large the platform of YouTube is. Stupid to do it. Just got to be patient, guys, like I've been saying. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you guys very, very much for watching this video. Let me get it out of my system. Let me share with you my thoughts on the issue. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a like. Helps it out, helps the channel out, helps the channel grow. Be sure to comment below. That's very important. I want to hear what you guys got to say. We're a community here, guys. I've said that many times. We're a community on YouTube. Team 8000 isn't, I've said this 1,000 times, is not me leading it. I'm a member of Team 8000. I operate it, sure, but we're all the same. We work together. We discuss things. We enjoy things together. That's what it's always about. So be sure to let me know. Your word means everything, guys. It does. Don't let people say it isn't, because it does. Let me know your thoughts. Be sure to follow me on my social medias. Those are down below in the description. And I'll play the end card of this video. But for everyone's benefit, Facebook is DanQ8000. Twitter, DanQ8000. Instagram, DanQ8K. Snapchat, DanQ8000. The best, absolute best way to get in touch with me, guys. I talk with everybody, like my subscribers, every day. I do. I Snapchat with them. We go back on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It's all there, and I use it every single day. It's the best way to communicate with me, and it's, for me, the best way to communicate with you guys. It lets me get to know you guys to the point where I know you personally, and not just as a username on YouTube. You see what I mean? It's just so much better that way. That's why I encourage you. And then people come there and they comment or they send me a snap or a tweet, and then I reply. They're like, wow, you actually replied. I never thought. I'm like, that's why I do this. That's why I encourage people to do it. It's a good idea. Obviously, if you don't want to, that's totally fine. But it is there if you'd like. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much again. Take it easy. Have a fantastic day. I'll be seeing you soon for more content. You can bet your ass. I got plenty lined up. I had a lot of long games on the go. Some of them are ending now, but we're going to start, pretty much they're all going to be squared up, and we're going to start some new stuff in April. So stay tuned, guys. I have some fun stuff for you. If you're curious as to some ideas on what's going to be happening in April, go check out the April game update. And it'll fill you in on the stuff that I'll be doing. It's always a good idea to check those game updates if you're wondering what I'm doing. And also, if you want to go check out what projects are coming up, there is a section on my channel in the About tab that has a list of my upcoming projects for new games. So if you're curious, check that out. Thanks again, guys. Take it easy. Have a fantastic day. Let's hand things over to Noxel. Have a good one, guys.
Who's the man with the plan? If you feel trouble wildin' wild on these violent and hit you 8,000. Wait a minute, hold that stylist style. Damn, goddamn Billy Jack, we still riding tires flat. I hear them sirens, see shots flying, so we driving fire back. If they ain't vibing, lie with that. Got me dressed up in all black. What up? Hood up, and I see them haters try to run with us. They gon' need inhalers. Gotta breathe them hard just like Darth Vader. Players, grab your respirators. Night invaders get lightsabered. Mask on for the shooters, move like trash to bed intruder. Got that Glock and got them woofers. Just press play, I'll keep it moving. Who is Noxel, you damn fools? Keep it fresh like canned food. There ain't nothing we can't do, so tune into that damn kill. Yeah. It was never, ever a game.